Hi, and welcome. We're the Weasley sisters. I'm Jessica, also known as Naturally Nitty, and this is episode 276.
And I'm Allena, also known as Star Knits. This is our monthly podcast. If you're a regular, thanks for coming back. If you're a new watcher / listener, thanks for tuning in.
Yep. So, grab your knitting, pull up a chair, and craft along with us.
Yes, do that. So, do you have any mojo?
Nope.
Okay, so I should have named this one the Allena Show because I have a ton of crap.
Or the Jessica is in a not crafty mood, or I mean, not that I don't want to craft. I just haven't done anything.
Yeah, no, I get it. I was going through a no mojo thing for like years, and I finally think I found it again.
Good.
So I'm going to explain why.
Good.
So I was doing my detention owl, and I actually finished it. This is the first detention owl that I've ever finished.
I didn't know that. That's just awesome.
So now I'm a true owl mistress, or whatever they're calling it now. Like I've done all the owls, even the alchemy owl, which I totally forgot that I did an alchemy owl.
So funny.
But I did. So for the owl, I had to finish this sweater vest that I made for Andy out of hand spun, and it's like an alpaca I think CVM blend that I blended up and then dyed.
That's awesome.
Fun. So originally when I first started this, here's a fun fact. I did it with this Swalesdale fiber and dyed it, and I just didn't like the yarn that I got from it. Swalesdale is a little rougher, so alpaca CVM is way softer. So I finished it. Let me show it to you.
So wait, so you originally started the vest with that fiber?
Like the first time I decided to do this vest, I spun a Swalesdale, and it was like an order mission or an owl, and I ran out of fiber and I got more, and then I started knitting it and I didn't like it at all.
Okay.
So then I scrapped that idea and respun a new fiber for the same thing and dyed it same thing.
Okay.
So, which is good that I did that, because the CVM alpaca blend that I had blended and spun, I ran out of fiber of yarn. So because I made it longer, I made this longer because Andy's pretty tall.
Yeah.
So I made it longer than the pattern called for. So if you can see right here, like the last two rows are of the Swalesdale. So I used the old Swalesdale because it's the same color, sort of. It's a little darker.
Yeah.
And this is all Swalesdale, this ribbing. And then if you look, the pockets are also Swalesdale. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I finished it finally, and he's worn it a couple of times.
It looks awesome. I love it. I love the texture. Is that just a rib or a mistake rib?
Broken
rib.
So I probably should have knit it before I dyed it, because it was so dark and I had a real issues like keeping track of where I was.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
It was like my brain frog and everything. So anyways, I said frog and I meant fog. I also had to finish these socks for my order. No, it was an owl, for my owl, and I did. Though I'm not sure what I did on these heels, because they're like the weirdest heels I've ever knit. But by the time I was knitting them, I was like here. So I finished those, and then I finished Bella's socks too.
You are on a roll.
So that was what I did for my order. I'm trying to find a picture of her socks. And she had been after me for like years to finish those socks, and I finally finished them. Can you see that?
Yeah, it's not too focused, but yes.
There we go. You can look on my Instagram. I have pictures of them. So, and it'll be like a month or two ago. So those I finished. So I completed.
Yay!
That. So then, not to be outdone, for March, I made my gnome for my gnome along. and it was this one.
Super cute. I love the hat on that one.
Yeah. So this is a gnome, and I turned it in for a class. And then I made 13 blanket squares because I have
Dang.
a blanket that needed some more, because when I joined blankets for the Slytherin Sunshine Committee, I like to have a variety of blankets so it doesn't all look the same in the same yarn. So it's more like a Weasley sweater type, or a Weasley blanket. So like I made 13 and I turned them all in. So here, I'm just going to show you real quick the ones I did. So I'm using the 200 crochet blocks book that I have, and I'm trying to crochet all of them, except for some of them are boring, so I don't do them. But this is one.
It's pretty.
And then this is one. And I just use all yarn scraps. This is one. I don't know if you can kind of see the design. It has like a design right here. And then this is one. That was the back. This is the front. And some of these I had to block. And then this is one. Even though they're acrylic, like they just weren't laying right. So I blocked them. Sorry. That's another one. How many is that? 1, 2, 3. That's 6. And then I did this one. I don't know if you can see the baubles. They're arrows.
Pull it back. Oh, yeah. Back a little bit. Over to where. There you go.
And then this one, like I seriously just used all the yarn scraps ever.
That's awesome.
I've made this square before, but I didn't realize it till after I finished it. It's kind of fun. Like if you look at it, it's like a mandala. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if you've seen those mandala ones. And then I had this one.
Oh, that one's cool.
And
I mean, they're all cool, but
yeah, this one. But like I said, I'm trying to do all of them in that pattern book.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is not in the pattern book. This is just a square. And then this one is. So
okay.
I think that's all of them. So yeah, so I made 13 squares. Then, you know, the month ended and we started another month. So I knit another gnome for April. This one is the gnome de plume it has little braids.
It's so cute.
So it's a girl.
Oh, she's so cute. Sorry.
Yeah. And then like I had to block this too. So we have someone saying hi, Walshia.
Hello.
That's cool. We'll say hi back. So there's my gnome for April, which I already submitted it to the month of gnomes, year of gnomes along. And then last but not least, okay, this is my last finished object, but this one you're going to like laugh at. I finished these socks.
Which I just saw that you posted that today or yesterday or something.
Yes, last night.
And I have those socks. They were for like a tour de sock, right? Like mine are blue.
So I knit these. I started them in 2013. Don't fall off your chairs, everyone. 2013. And they sat there for years because I didn't like the sock needles that I was knitting them on. And I was like, here. Like
you were almost done with them.
Yes. And I just didn't like the needles. I was using some Knitter's Pride, not Knitter's Pride, some square needles that were horrible. The join was horrible. The points were horrible. They were just horrible. And so I just never finished them. So I put on my Chiagu needles and finished it. And they're done.
Awesome.
Finally, after 9 years. So really what I think happened is, one, I didn't like the needles. And that was the year I did tour de sock and tour de fleece. And then I kind of got into tour de fleece after that. And I just never went back.
Right.
If that makes sense. So that's all of my finished objects.
That's amazing.
From last month until this day, the 13th of April.
Amazing. And I have a big fat nothing.
Well, I don't know, like finishing all that stuff from the detention owl, I'm just like, I want to finish everything now. And I was looking at my hibernating projects on Ravelry, and I have another pair of socks, but I don't know where they are. I'll have to go searching in my trunk. Not my trunk of my car. I have like a trunk that you open up that's wood that I have a lot of stuff in.
Makes sense.
Mainly my project bags and my unfinished projects. Anyways, so I've like got the bug to try and finish everything. So I'm just trying to finish everything, and I've been looking at stuff and like cleaning out like my works in progress.
That's
so
awesome.
Yeah. So let's move on to whips. What are you working on currently? I'll let you talk.
I am currently working on a boneyard shawl. I believe I shared this before. It's out of handspun. I just need to knit these 3 stitches, and then I can actually show you.
Oops.
Handspun from, I believe, Corgi Hill Farms, but I not applied it, so it's very nice and stripy. I guess it'll actually go this way. But yeah, I always modify this one to I increase on the ends on both sides of the shawl, so that has a longer wingspan instead of just the one side or the right side, because I like to sometimes wear it where you cross it over. I forget what that style is called, and tie it in the back, and that facilitates that.
Oh, that's good to know, because I kind of want to knit that. So you increase on both
sides on the ends, like, so you knit 3 and then increase, like on the right side you increase, and then in the middle you increase for the for the V where it increases down there, and then on the wrong side you just aren't supposed to. You just like knit across or purl across depending on what row you're on. But so for me, on the wrong side, I increase on the end stitches.
Okay.
Both sides. So like I'm always increasing on both ends, and then only increasing on the center stitch, or on both sides of the center stitch on the right side.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it just makes it a longer wingspan.
That's cool. Okay.
Instead of just a regular triangle, it like.
So how many yards do you think you use for that shawl?
Probably more than a thing of sock yarn. Like, so I'm guessing like 500. I usually use handspun, so around 500, I think. Yeah, but the beauty of it is you can just go until whenever you want. And so there's like, usually I think it's 12 rows in between each garter bump row that you do. And then to finish it, they have you do, I forget how many, but but just garter stitch rows back and forth. So if you see like, hey, I'm running out of yarn, you can just start to do the garter stitch tab for the, or not tab, but the end.
Okay.
And end it.
I was just asking because, like I said, for handspun, like sometimes I'm trying to use as much handspun as I have. I'm trying to use as much handspun as I can, not as I have, because you can see I have a lot.
I know I have a lot too, and it like makes, like, I love looking at it, but it also makes me sad that it just sits there. Like,
yeah,
it should be used.
So I play the Harry Potter Knit and Crochet House Cup on Ravelry. Jessica does not right now.
Well, I usually do, but
in Slytherin we give out prizes. So I have been offering up a skein of handspun to give, because I'm like, there's no way I'm going to knit it all. So I've just been giving it to people.
But then I'm like, I don't want to give it away. Like, I'm so like greedy with it.
Well, there's certain ones that I won't, but there's some that I'm indifferent towards, if that makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, and I plan on doing that in the future too. So okay. Any other works in progress?
Yes. So then I started, someone I know is going to be having a baby. Well, I mean, she is, but she just found out it's going to be a boy. So I started a baby surprise jacket.
Oh, cool.
It's a little bit tangly right now. Here we go. Just barely started it. It's on the first few rows.
That pattern.
And it's out of the cupcake
Oh, the self-striping stuff. That's
Oh
awesome.
my gosh, the glare is hideous. I don't know if I can.
It looks okay to me, but
So yeah, so it's blues and greens. And then I also have been working on slowly, but just not a ton. Joe's sweater,
oh yeah,
which is the Spice Cardi by Andrea Mowry. Oops. So I have 2 sleeves going on here.
I'm so excited for that sweater. It's not even funny.
So really, I figure I should just like get to work a little bit more on it. And once I get the sleeves, then it's like a faster pace. I feel like sleeves always take longer because it's, I don't know.
That's why you start with them. And like, if you've read any of Elizabeth Zimmerman books, she's always like, do this, start with the sleeves and carry them around. And then also when you're not out and about, you can knit on the body of the sweater. And by the time you finish the sleeves, you'll be at the sleeve part joining, depending on if you're going up or down.
True. I have not started it, but it is, I mean, it is like color work. It's not hard or anything, but it's stranded. So I don't know. I feel like I've just been, I don't know, not crafting that much, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But I guess it's kind of nice once in a while to not put that pressure on.
Yeah. So I have, like I said, I've been cleaning out my whips. So I haven't really felt pressure, but I've been feeling like I want to do it, like,
which is good, yeah.
Which I've been missing for a while, so it's kind of nice to have it again.
Mm-hmm.
Any other works in progress?
No, okay. That's it.
Okay, so like I said, I've been going through my whips. I think the next thing I'd really like to finish is my I have this crocheted sweater shell. It's like a shell that I've been making, though now that I have been making it for a little bit, I think I might need to.
Is that the summertime tank?
Yeah. So it might be a little too big now.
That's awesome, but not because you already have it made up.
Well, it's only like the front half.
It's really boxy and it like hangs. I have one. I like it. Yeah, I was thinking of making another.
I'd like to finish it. And so I'm making that. And that's a pattern by TL Yarn.
TLC?
TLC Yarn. I don't know. I have the pattern on my Kindle and my Kindle's over there. So I don't remember the actual name. But I am using this comfy cotton blend, which is 50% cotton and 50% polyester, because it's like soft, and a lot of cotton that you find that's not mercerized is kind of hard, but even the mercerized is kind of hard. But I'd like to finish that. But my carry around project is this Making Connections shawl that I started a long time ago. And then remember, it was in timeout because I did the wrong section. I'm on the correct section.
It's pretty. I like the colors.
Yeah, I really, really like it. But I'm so sad because so like this is like one that you can wear. You can put it around your neck and then wrap it around. Or so I just tried it on to see if it fit. Or you can put it on like your arm and wrap it around when it's done. Or you can like wrap it around and then put the end through the hole like that. Mm-hmm. So I really like it. And this one is called Making Connections by Just Run Knit, or Megan from the Stockinette Zombies podcast.
Okay.
So she has like a series of like Megan Williams is I think our last name. She has like a series of like 6, and when she it's called the Summertime Tank. Sorry. When she released them as like a book, and you could buy them as a book, and I bought them because I just loved the idea of it, and they all look different. But anyways, so those are what I'm like currently working on right now. I mean, it is April, so I need to start thinking about summer stuff. So I probably will try and cast on some more because I have like some cotton for like other tanks, and I always like leave them till this point and then start them, and then I don't have them for the summer. I should do them in the winter and have them for the summer.
I know.
So those are my only WIPs right now. Like those are the only ones that I've pulled out of hibernation.
Very cool.
So, okay. Any spinning?
Just very slowly on my data lists. I'm working on, it's called Frog Pajamas.
Oh, well, yeah, I like that.
I don't think I spun much since last time, but that's it.
Okay, so I have a lot of this as well. I guess I should probably talk about this before. I'll talk about this anyway. So part of my detention owl, I needed to finish this loop bat. And
Okay.
did I talk about it last time? I don't think so because I finished it for this.
I don't think so.
So I finished it, and I did a 3-ply or a chain ply. It was called Beach Club, the loop bat. I got 344 yards and 14 wraps per inch. So it's a nice progression of like greens and blues. So yeah.
Very cool.
I finished that. And then I started spinning this Polypay and Horn Dorset blend that I traded for at Wisconsin Sheep and Wool. The lady across from me was Interlacements Yarn, and she had these like hanks of fiber, like braids, just hanging there, and I was staring at it all weekend because it was this beautiful green. So the first part, it was 8 ounces too, so I split it basically in half. And this one is the 2-ply, and I got 160 yards at 10 wraps per inch. So I was just like spinning it to see. Like I've spun Horn Dorset before, but I've never spun Polypay, which are sheep that are really popular around here because they're a blend of 4 different breeds, and they're like really easily raised in Wisconsin. So that's why a lot of the sheep farmers and like the sheep, when you go to Wisconsin Sheep and Wool, you'll see they're shearing. A lot of them are the Polypay. Anyways, so this is what I got. It's so pretty. So I just spun it up. And then as I was halfway through, I was like, I think this would make good sock yarn. So then I laced the flyer, and I got 14 wraps per inch of a Navajo ply and 276 yards, which they'll be shorter socks, but I still think they'll be nice.
Yeah, very pretty.
Let's see if it'll focus on. There we go. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah.
So, and it turned out really nice, and I just really like the color. It's like my
pretty.
favorite.
It's cool to see it in the different weights too.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like. I guess it's not too bad. It's not like merino soft, but I'm kind of over merino, if that makes any sense. Like, as I say that, I'm actually spinning merino, but I'm kind of like, I'm really enjoying like the shave them to save them and like trying out new breeds and just like trying different stuff. And I really do like this. And it like poofed really nicely. Like, I don't know if you can tell, like, see how poofy it is.
Mm-hmm.
It poofed really nicely, but even and the 3-ply it poofed. So I think it'll be really good socks, and it's just a really nice yarn. So, and this doesn't have to do with spinning. I should have talked about it in the knitting portion. So it's Easter coming up this weekend. So I dyed Easter eggs, and of course, when you dye Easter eggs, you dye yarn or fiber because that's just what you do. So I dyed this. And I'm hoping it's self-striping. I like wrapped it out on my warping board for weaving. I didn't really have a science about it. I just did it. And then I just dunked it in the little pots and then put it in the microwave.
That would be fun.
So I dyed this yarn. And it was this Knit Picks Bear superwash wool nylon fingering weight that I found with my fiber. Because I found it because the other day I was like, I would spin something. So I went through, I looked at my stash on Ravelry and I was like, that's not all I have. That can't be all I have. So then I went through my stash and updated my stash on Ravelry and decided to spin. So I ended up spinning. I started spinning this Supernova yarn fiber called, and it's actually Polworth. So I'm not actually spinning merino. It's just super soft.
I like Polworth.
Yeah, I do too. And it's called Flamingo Mallet. And here I'll show you I have two braids of it.
Very bright and fun.
So it's so pretty. And I'm spinning that right now. I split it up in half, and then I have like these little ones. I'm doing these first. So I'm going to spin it fractally and then just see what I get. So that's what I'm spinning. But I totally organized all of my fiber. You can see kind of behind me, I like went through and took pictures of everything because I haven't been buying fiber, but I've been trading or buying. Okay. Sometimes I buy. So I hadn't been entering it into Ravelry. So every like couple of months I'll go through and add stuff, but I'm usually pretty good about adding my hand spun in. So like, that's why I was like, well, why isn't my fiber in there? So then I went and put all my fiber in. So, but yeah, so that's all my spinning. I'm sorry. It's like, I'm talking forever.
That's right. I feel bad. I've been like, we've had a lot of other things going on. So
yeah. So any weaving going on?
Nope.
So I haven't been weaving on my loom, but I've been watching YouTube. Just the past couple of days, this thing popped up in YouTube. You know how it recommends stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it recommended weaving a rug or a mat with Walmart bags, you know, those plastic bags you get.
Okay.
And so I went down that rabbit hole.
For what though? Like, what would you?
Then like you would have this mat that you could give to like a homeless shelter so that they could give them to homeless people to like lay on so they're not laying on the ground. Okay. And you're using up these plastic bags that you have 1,000 of.
Yeah.
And so I was like looking at that, and then I was watching this one lady, and I'm linking to the one I watched in our show notes. It's the site is called DIY at Home, I think. But she shows how to build this loom for like these weaving these rag rugs and stuff. And it's like super simple, and you just like do it. It's not like a loom weaving. It's like you just do it by hand. But then she showed how to, if you're doing it with rags or like leftover fabric, how to join the like 3x5. They're not 3x5, but you know, like the smaller ones to make them like doubly wide, like bigger. Okay. So I think I want to do that. And I think I want to pull out my rug that I was crocheting because it was really hurting my hands, which is why I stopped making it. If you remember that one from like months ago.
Yeah. So
I think I want to pull that out and do this weaving for that. So that's a weaving for me. I haven't actually done any. I've just been thinking about it.
That counts. That works.
So binging. Are you binging anything?
The kids and I, a new Heartland season came out, so we watched that. We watched a lot of different things. We got hit with a stomach bug the last week, so like while the kids were out, they watched, I forget what they were watching. Oh, I didn't even write this down. It's something on Netflix about like the coolest vacation spots or something like that. And they go and they travel to these different places. And like, cause when you're sick, like, and I had Leah and Trubin home. the same day, and like they couldn't pick something. They wanted to watch something, but like they're both like out of it and like going to fall asleep. So it's like you just want to put something on that's like somewhat interesting, but you don't care if you sleep through, right?
Right. Yeah.
So it's like, how about this? And they're like, ugh, and then we started watching it. But like they watched like the entire like I don't know how many seasons there was like that day or two. It was kind of funny.
That is fun.
Places. Anyways, I feel like there's something else I've been watching, but I couldn't remember it. There's also a new season of Call the Midwife, which I'm currently watching. I was also, or am also watching Alias through it. I think I'm on season 4. But then the sickness happened, so that kind of derailed that. Chloe and I finished the Gilmore Girls finally. She had like, I don't know, 5 episodes left and like just stopped at one point. Like, and this is a while ago. So
last season, it really pisses you off. And then like the new last season really
like
pisses
the Netflix movie season. Yeah, we haven't watched that yet. But yeah, let's see what else. And then mainly I'm like listening to Harry Potter. So I'm just started Deathly Hallows. So I'm like jiving on that.
That's cool.
When I have to do whatever, housework or something. That's my jam.
That's cool. So I have been reading a lot on Kindle Unlimited, and I read way faster than like audiobooks. And I even put my audiobooks on 1.5 speed, and I still read faster than that. But so I'm not going to list those ones. But I did listen to and finish a book called Third Time's a Charm. It's like a second book in a series that I'm reading. And then Crowbones, which is the new Anne Bishop in the Other series.
Ooh.
I finished that. And then I'm listening to 2 different ones, not at the same time. Like I'm currently listening to Song of the Forever Rains, which is really interesting and good. And actually I got it through Kindle Unlimited, because if you have Kindle Unlimited and Audible, there's certain books that you can get for free as an audiobook. So I have that one, and I've been listening to it like on and off. And then I also am listening. I just started A Bad Day for Sunshine by Dorinda Jones, and that's really good too. And so those are what I'm like listening to. But I have read a bunch more. I don't know if last time I told you though, like I've been reading so much with Kindle Unlimited, I upped my reading challenge.
You did.
Okay, so I'm doing pretty good on that. So for watching, I finished a bunch. I finished Fringe again because we were watching it through. I finished whatever season of Sweet Magnolia came out.
Oh, I watched that as well.
I finished the Love is Blind season. And then I watched Equalizer, which is really good. Like we get Paramount Plus free through our phone. So I watched Equalizer and I really love it. Like Queen Latifah is the main character in there, and I just really liked it. And then I also finished the Call the Midwife season that came out. Like that Call the Midwife, when it comes out and it says new on Netflix, I almost always watch it no matter what mood I'm in. I just love that series.
I do love that show.
And then I went and watched NCIS Hawaii because I like NCIS, the original show, and I watched it up to season maybe 13 or whatever.
Wow.
We have 15 of them, maybe I watched it up to season 10, but then they like changed a bunch of people. So I was just like, nah, I'm not going to watch it anymore. But then this Hawaii one came out. So I was like, oh, I'll try this one because it's like totally new people starting over. But there's only one season, so I finished that.
Oh.
So then I'm currently watching Sex in the City. I'm trying to rewatch that. Like I watched it years ago. And I started watching Hawaii Five-0, the new one, not the old one. Just because I guess I'm on a Hawaii kick. And then I'm still working through Supernatural. I'm on like I forget what season I'm on. I'm on a late season. And then I started rewatching Altered Carbon. Not the first season. I'm watching the second season still because it was on pause for a while. And then also Vikings. I started rewatching that. I have only watched like maybe 4 episodes, so I just rewatched them because I forgot what happened. And then I saw on Amazon Prime, there's this show called The Wilds, which was so good. I watched it last year, and I saw that they're coming out with a second season. So I've been just like the last 2 days started rewatching the first season, and Bella's watching it with me. So it's going to be slow watching that because I have to wait for her.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm sure there's more. And then there's been like all the things on YouTube that I've been watching and random stuff. So
Very cool.
Anyways, that's what I'm doing. Because sometimes, like, I don't know.
Oh, I watched Shadow and Bone.
That's good.
With Leah. Leah and I watched that, I think, when she was homesick. Or no, when she got her tonsils out. So she was home for a good while for that. I forget what else we watched. Oh, and then the other day I put on Anne with the E because that's like one of my, like, I just love like old period pieces, and we're watching through that. But I'm watching that with the kids, so like now I can't finish it because like, you gotta wait. But we're almost done with it. We kind of binged it.
So that's cool. All right. So randomness, anything random going on besides kids being sick? And
I know, like we got our tonsils out. We had the stomach bug. We got new windows and doors, which is very exciting.
That is exciting.
Granger got spayed in the middle of the windows and doors, so that was interesting, trying to keep her not excited while there was guys in and out of the house.
Also impossible.
Yeah. I think tomorrow has been like, well, today was 2 weeks, so tomorrow we can like start doing stuff.
That's good. I'm sure
she's like, actually, we took her on a short walk the other day, her and Abby, and like she was so excited and like happy. And then like later that night, she just like laid down and like and like totally just like plopped and like, aw, she's so happy.
That's funny.
Because she got to go outside and do more than just be on the lead. Yeah, I didn't really write much down, but yeah, that's just what we've been doing. I feel like it's like one thing after another that we're dealing with, or going through or whatever, but it feels busy, but it hasn't been, but it has been. I don't know. Truben just started soccer yesterday. So we're gearing up to.
You better get your purse projects ready.
Do that. I know. And bundle up.
Yeah. So the weather's been weird lately. Like it'll be warm and then rainy. Like today it's really warm. It's like 60, but it's muggy and rainy-ish. It's horrible. I mean, it's not horrible. It just is dreary.
Yeah.
But it's nice to just go outside in like jeans and a t-shirt and not be freezing your butt off.
So it's only 50 here.
I appreciate it.
But we have the heat off, so it's like nice and cool inside.
Yeah. There was something you said I was going to say. Now I forget. Sorry. I am super forgetful. Oh, so it is April, and I just realized yesterday, it's April 13th. So I just realized yesterday, April 12th, that I hadn't changed the calendars from March to April. So I went and changed it. So I can't believe it took me that long. And yeah, how silly is that?
It's crazy. Like school's almost coming to like an end. Like we're getting near like the end part of school. Like I'm like, where did this year go? I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah. And the reason I've been like listening or watching a lot of shows is because I've been like ironing for star knits or sewing, which is where the listening comes into. A lot, getting ready for Maryland Sheep and Wool. And I also have on the 24th of April, I have a wool and fiber arts show, like an online show, but like just like I've been trying to work like super hard. Like I've been like getting Aspen on a super schedule, and like
it's good for him.
Go down for a nap and I go to sew. So and then like when Madison's home in the mornings, I like sew, and at nights. So
yes, sewing all the time.
Getting super crazy busy and super excited, but also anxious for Maryland Sheep and Wool. So this will be the second year I'll be vending for Maryland Sheep and Wool, but the first time in person. I've always like attended Maryland Sheep and Wool, and it's so amazing. I love it. But like vending is a totally different deal.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, but also nervous. So
I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Yeah. I'm excited, super excited for it. But yeah.
And when is that? May?
Yeah, May 7th and 8th, or 8th and 9th. It's like a Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
Around that weekend.
Very cool.
Yeah. So anyways, after that,
that's it.
I think we're done. So we will see you guys in a month, maybe 2 weeks if we get back on our schedule the first Friday of the month. We kind of got off of our schedule, forgetful like. It could be in the middle of the month too. We'll figure it out.
We'll try.
But we'll come back and we'll talk to you guys again. Thanks for watching.
Bye.